Squad goals, right here in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Lightsaber spin. So we're going to go to Kashyyyk this time around, mainly because it's the shortest planet and we can obviously get the bonuses out of it pretty quickly, pretty early on. That, you know, by unlocking, I mentioned this briefly last episode, by unlocking, like, different star maps on each of these planets, it gives us access to, like, better gear, progresses the main canonical story, but we can go to these in any order, like I said, and do any missions on any of them as we feel like it. So we're currently on Dantooine. We have Manaan, we have Korriban, we have Tatooine, of course we would have fucking Tatooine, Kashyyyk, and Yavin. So, why don't we go to... It's not actually Yavin, Yavin's a gas giant, it's a small space station orbiting the gas giant of Yavin. We're going to go to Yavin first. Yavin acts as a sort of main... How would I describe it? Not really a hub, more of like a main shop that you can visit, and it will get increasingly better gear as the game goes on. You'll have different events that go there. It's sort of like, I don't know, like a long-term end-game shop that you'll visit, ideally after you've completed every planet, right? And there's an ongoing story there.
200% capacity, far beyond our expectations.
The Star Forge.
More interested in the young Jedi Bastila and her battle meditation.
I'm surprised he didn't ask what the Star Forge does, seeing as that's a common theme.
The destruction of Taris.
She was aided by Carth Onasi, a decorated war hero.
We know Carth Onasi. I wonder if it's the same Carth Onasi.
During the Mandalore Wars, he was honored many times for his bravery.
You know this man?
Yes, Lord Malak. He served under me when I still followed the Republic.
Oh, we already know this because we've spoken to Carth, though. Hey, it's that guy with exactly the same face as everyone else.
Acquire this information, Admiral.
An eyewitness, Lord Malak.
Oh my god, who could it be? It's Calo Nord. He survived.
Calo Nord, a bounty hunter, was there.
Little man syndrome has survived. Look at how small he is next to Malak.
Left him for dead.
A Jedi and a warrior.
I wonder where Malak gets such tight skin suits. Because that is really closely fitting, eh?
Calo has agreed to help us capture the
Oh my god, look at that. Does he get it like molded specifically to his body? Just dip me in Play-Doh, fam. I'm ready.
Her companions are
I like that Calo Nord is also dressed like he's going out into the Siberian wilderness. It's space. It's equally as cold for everybody on this spaceship, my friend. Maybe Calo Nord's spaceship is like slightly colder than the average one. I suppose it would have to be if you're wearing that many friggin' winter coats.
Interested in what Calo has to tell you about Bastila's other companions, Lord Malak.
Oh, Bastila's other companions, Lord Malak. There's Carth, there's a Wookiee, there's... who else is there? Mission. There's a young Twi'lek girl. He's very interested in that. And here we are. A space station orbiting the gas giant of Yavin. And there we are. That's our little ship. They've given us docking permission, naturally. Pretty sure... Well, you'll find out for yourself. I've no idea how this station is so well run. And that'll become obvious in a second. Who's that at the helm? Is that supposed to be Carth? I've never noticed anybody sat there before. I mean, it might not have been anyone at all. It's just these cinematics are in, what, like 640p? 640 by 480, so 480p. Okay, hello, everyone. We're going to head off now. Thank you for flying with the Ebon Hawk Express. They don't really do much with this room in this game. It's just a big empty room for, I don't know, just to help flesh out the ship a little bit. The Ebon Hawk plays a much bigger role in the next game. You actually have a lot of events that happen on board the ship. Speaking of which... Oh my god, I can't believe they did so many voice lines for the Wookiee. Something's not right. What is it? Someone's been in an emergency stash of food. Mission 9 asks everybody, but no one knows anything about it. Right. So, somehow, there is food disappearing from the cargo hold. I wonder what could have caused it. Let's go and have a look. Supplies? Strangely, the food storage seems to have been disturbed recently. No one in the party would have done this. There must be some other explanation. Examine the supplies more carefully. No half-eaten or torn packages to indicate that it was from pests or vermin. Some unknown person has been conducting clandestine raids. Right, so we've got a thief or a stowaway, is what the game's getting at. I'm pretty sure these are all empty, aren't they? Oh, there's also a locked compartment. Hello. I didn't know this was here.
Problem.
Didn't work. Yeah, so we need codes for that. Obviously, the Ebon Hawk is quite a famous smuggling ship belonging to the head of, or one of the big exchange bosses. Oh. You think you hear a soft patter of footsteps behind you, but when you look, they disappear. How creepy. Hello? Is this the girl from The Grudge? She's going to be walking on the ceiling backwards. I think there's no one here. It's never confirmed who sleeps in what room. I like to think Carth gets an entire room to himself to be depressed in. Oh. Soft patter of footsteps behind me. Where could they be? They're not in the med bay. I don't know if we can even start this mission this early on. I think we have to wait till later on in the campaign a little bit more. Yeah, they're not in the engine room. We checked the engine room. Yeah, no, let's not worry about it too much. I'm getting distracted. I'd said we'd get the whole of Kashyyyk done this episode, but if I spend all episode doing a fucking ship tour. Hello, Canderous. Yeah, let's leave. We know that Mission's in there by herself. Right, who are we going to take with us? This is irrelevant because it's like I said, it's just a shop. So we'll take Carth and Bastila, the dream team. But in the future, we're going to take Carth and Juhani everywhere. Mainly because the Jedi support they can offer is much more valuable than what Carth can do. You know, why would you want to take a man with a blaster rifle when you could take some crazy Jedi with all their force buffing powers, eh? Right. This is such an unnecessary level. This is one level where the developers really didn't give a shit about your time. There's just this huge empty space station. Hello, friend. Recognize your ship. Who are you? Open this door. I am your friend with force persuade. Thank you. I mean, I don't know why we wouldn't do that. We are his friend. It's not like we're going to kill him or anything. It's not like we betrayed his trust. Hello. Too human. What is that supposed to mean? I'm on a quest for the Jedi Council. I am a Jedi. Sure. What happened before? Exar Kun is... I'm not going into that. That's like prior to even this. It was a Jedi that became a Dark Jedi. Basically began the whole Sith thing. It's not a big deal. But, well, basically turned the Sith from being a race into a culture, because they were a race of people at one stage, but they were almost annihilated, or entirely annihilated. Talk about the system. Whole bunch of moons. Yavin 4 has been pretty much picked clean. Yeah, I mean, Yavin 4 is where they were on Episode 4, right? In New Hope, their base was on Yavin 4. What was on Yavin 4? Great Sith War. 50 years ago, he used Yavin 4 as a base, building a lot of his Sith temples there. Yeah, there you go. Excuse me. I'm not really interested in more questions. Do you have anything you'd be willing to sell me? This is why we're really here. So, this gear is endgame stuff. Well, it's not really endgame stuff more than it's mid to endgame stuff. Basically, it's stuff we're not going to be able to afford for a long time. Looking like 10,000. It gives Dex +1, Strength +1. It's upgradable armor, max Dex bonus +5. So, obviously, it's insanely good. Very, very good for a character like us where we're doing... not necessarily force-based stuff, but melee-based stuff, which strength is obviously based on that. We've got Baragwin? Baragwin? I have no idea how you say that. Shadow armor. Stealth +4. Obviously very, very good if you're doing a stealth build. We're not. Stabilized gloves gives Blaster Vault deflection +3. So for maybe one of our support-based Jedi in the background, that could be very, very good. Dex +3. It's got some quite powerful implants as well. Awareness +10, Dex +2. Immunity to mind affecting and poison is massive. That's really, really useful. Not right now, but when we get to certain other planets, particularly Korriban, that will come in handy. And the Baragwin droid shield, which is just an infinite use droid shield, which is really, really cool if you're going for a droid build. That thing is basically essential. We'll just sell everything we're not going to use. So I'm going to sell that. Do we want to equip armor, or do we want to go for the Jedi robes? Honestly, there are some really good, unique Jedi robes out there that give you bonuses to, like, force power, give you bonuses to your lightsaber combat. I'm going to sell the armors. I don't think they're necessary anymore. We'll keep a secondary lightsaber around. We're not going to sell Zaalbar's bowcaster. I feel cruel doing that. Demolitions +2, not necessary, honestly. It would be a case of equipping it, going over to the mine, disarming the mine, unequipping it, putting the gear back on. It's not worth it. Will +2. I mean, we don't necessarily need those as long as we've got things that give better will already equipped. So we've got the Verpine. Actually, I'm pretty sure us and Bastila. Yeah, that gives will +3. And then we'll keep one for Juhani, but I'm not entirely sure she needs it. Right, yeah, sell. Because will obviously increases your force powers, right? I don't know why will, of all things, would increase your force powers. Right, we'll sell one. Sonic nullifiers, not necessary. Sell it. Reflex +2 again. We'll keep the belts, because belts are pretty good. The same with the implants, depending on the situation. 2,000 credits. Can we buy anything from him now? Absolutely not. Like, the armor that we'd actually only genuinely be interested in is 10,000. That's only because it gives us strength +1. It's rare for armor to give stat buffs. Now, this dude is also the guy that plays Pazak to the highest level. So he's the highest grade Pazak tier, and if you beat him enough, I'm pretty sure he gives you a discount in your shop of 10%. So, in between episodes, I might just come back and beat this dude at Pazak load, just so that we can get access to his goods cheaper, and it'll also give us a shit ton of cash because he's the highest level Pazak player in the game. There is a mod, it's kind of a little bit cheaty, called High Stakes Pazak, where basically the wager is based on how much you want to wager. So if you want to wager 10,000 credits, you can. The issue with that is you could just save and reload, and it's a little bit broken. If we were going to do something like that, I'd have to commit to the save game, and make sure we save after every game, rather than before every game, so we could reload to it. As in, and not reload. Obviously, that's exactly the same thing otherwise. So that's Yavin. As long as we've triggered that initial one, the storyline will carry on whenever we come and visit after we've cleared the planet now. So we are going to go to, where is it? Kashyyyk. Yeah. Wookiees. So, it's mandatory you take Zaalbar with you for the first... Oh, shit. Wait, do we get attacked by the Sith at this point? Oh, no, we're just doing a hyperspace jump. Thanks, Carth. It's mandatory you take Zaalbar with you for the first, like, 30 seconds on Kashyyyk. Just because he speaks Wookiee and it gets you in with the locals, foot in the door, that type of thing. Alright, I think we're having another nightmare, or a vision, or whatever the hell they've described it as. Oh, it's the location of the star map. Right, so it's below a big tree, near what looks like a bunch of bees' nests. I think we can give up on this one. I think we can abandon this star map. It's not necessary. Leave it for the wasps. They can have the Star Forge now. Man, this game would still stand up to today. With all of these mods, but also if they made the cutscene slightly higher def. I might see if there's a mod for it or something, you know? Because it's a little bit immersion breaking, go from like 1080p to this, where I can count the pixels on one hand. Right. That's because I'm horrifically inbred and have, 480 fingers. Right. The Force has given us a vision. Was it up?
The Force has given
there we go.
A vision.
A vision.
The one we shared on Dantooine.
Did you see it? Of course. It looked like a star map on the forest floor.
The Wookiees of Kashyyyk make their home high among the Rosha branches.
Rosha.
Their bravest warriors
That in Wookiee is pronounced
of the forest. If the star map is located far beneath us on the planet's surface,
it's unlikely the Wookiees even know of its existence. Of course they wouldn't. These planets are about, 20 square meters, so why the hell would they know of anything like that? Like that unexplored Jedi, the unexplored burial mounds on Dantooine. Nobody's ever visited there. Let's take Bastila, we've got to take Zaalbar for now. But then when we actually get into the meat of the mission, you don't have to keep Zaalbar in your party, thankfully, because he's shit. Hello. I'm pleased to welcome you to planet G5623. I did not see your ship in my docking schedule. The Zerka Corporation will need to... so the Zerka Corporation they're not gangsters like the Exchange, but they are like an... How would I describe it? Almost like a mercenary group, almost like... they're an intergalactic business, but they are very much shady, you know? They're the Nestle of the Star Wars universe, let's put it that way. They go around stealing things from native inhabitants and giving nothing back to them. Kashyyyk is the prime example of that. It's where Circa, you sort of realise, oh, they're kind of evil. Docking fee, why do I need to pay it? Expensive to maintain. I don't think I'll need to pay the docking fee. Perhaps you don't need to pay the docking fee. Who don't want to sell me any death sticks? Oh, shit. Am I going to get dark side points for that? No. The Force should not be used for profit and personal gain. Yeah, it's personal gain when I'm out here on a mission from the Jedi Council. I didn't see the Jedi Council give me a stipend or a grant when we left. Here's 100 credits for any docking you need. Oh, thanks, Master Vrook. Do you work for Zerka? He just loads cargo. He plays Pazak. Does he not sell anything? Oh, no, it's not this dude. So there are actually a couple of really good merchants on Kashyyyk as well. You got to be careful, otherwise you can lock yourself off of them permanently. The Zerka Patrol Guard, Zerka Liaison Officer. You might as well rob everything.
Didn't work.
Wait, really? We still don't have high enough... Am I not going into security with Jerry King? I swear it was. This is where it'd be handy to buy, like, one of those security interface headbands or something. Just so that we can actually pick the locks and things like this without having to waste points putting it into, like, lock-picking, which doesn't really have much of a benefit. Do I have anything else? No. This is where that Lando Calrissian... Or not obviously a Lando Calrissian, but the Calrissian utility belt would come in handy. What have we got? So right now we've got immunity to mind infecting, or mind affecting. It's fine, I guess. The others are kind of crappy, and that one will help us out quite a lot against, Dark Jedi, things like that. Zaalbar is leveled up. I couldn't give less of a shit about Zaalbar leveling up, to be honest with you. I'm not even going to bother to level him up, because we're never going to use him again.
Didn't work.
Skill too low. Alright. So if you want to do like a full, proper 100% campaign run on this, you could do every mission very carefully with the right companions in the right order. There are specific... guides for taking companions a certain amount of distance on planets and swapping them out and things like that, so that you really get every mission. I'm going to be doing that. That's crazy talk. I should have prepared you for coming here, but I don't know if I've prepared myself. What do you mean? He was fleeing slavers, but there was more. The slavers took him after he was forced to leave his village home 20 years ago. Why were you forced to leave? His brother, so his brother's the chieftain, his brother made deals with the slavers and allowed them to get a foothold. I found out and attacked him. My father did not believe me when I told him about my brother's actions. Oh, so his father was still the chieftain at this point. I was made an exile. I should not be here, although they will not accept me back. Things will have changed. Slavers are still here. The dock is theirs. I doubt anyone was risen to try and fight. Nothing has changed. We'll deal with that when we have to. Let's go. So basically, Zaalbar opposes slavers. Funny that. It's like opposing the slavery of your own people is a bad thing. He opposed the slavery of it and got kicked out because it basically blamed his brother on it, and his dad didn't believe him because his dad favorited the brother or something like that. Right. We've got 2 boys here. These are the merchants.
Kindly direct your inquiries to me.
Oh, wow.
Martin is merely an indebted employee.
Kindly direct your inquiries to me.
So,
This guy must be a YouTuber.
have come to Wild Kashyyyk.
Hello.
Please, look well upon the wares of Eli Gan.
You say that name as if I should know it. Shout out to Eli Gan. Can we get some Eli Gans in the comment section? I'm Space Jerry King. Let me see what you carry.
Of course.
So this guy has Force Fiber Armor, which is pretty decent for the defense and dex bonus you give. He's got Yaman Hogra's Battle Armor, which gives strength +1 as well, max dex bonus +2, defense bonus of 11. Massively powerful. One of the other rare armors that give that sort of bonus to strength there. What does he actually have that I want? I've got to think now. Strength Gauntlets. Very useful. Wouldn't hurt chucking that at one of our companions. Wait, I thought we had something... Ah, yeah, okay, that was it. The Cyber Reaction System. Dex +3. Really, really cool if you're building a soldier-based character, but for us it's not really too necessary, eh? Giska Poison. Seems a little bit pointless, eh? Seems like we'd never need something like this. This will play a part in the story. We don't need it now. It's like a side mission, a very minor mission. You know what? You don't sound nearly as much good stuff as I thought. We could buy a breath mask and make yourself look cool. You know, go for that traditional, I'm a Star Wars villain, so there's something covering my mouth look. I do like this battle armor. It's basically a more melee-focused version of the armor we saw in Yavin. Oh, that's pretty decent. 10,000 gold, though. Jesus, maybe not. Maybe we'll come back to that later. Yes, bye, friend. Journal entry added. What is journal entry for? I didn't realize there was a quest about this. Right.
Until you can't pay.
You hurt me, Martin. It's a
Right, so this guy, do you always enslave your debtors?
slave. I resist
The man
that.
fellows... Right, so he left without paying his debts, and this dude's now enslaved him.
Standard trading rules. I just want to know where my crew went.
Yes, very
Right.
sad. You think
Do debtors have a habit of running off?
it happens from time to time.
An
Uh-huh.
honest man and a good mechanic. Seems like you got a favorable trade, sir.
You'll get your money. My crew will be
So his
back.
crew ran off with the
course
stuff,
they will.
and he's basically holding him hostage. How much debt buys a man's life?
Oh, it isn't about the amount. After all, as a skilled mechanic...
This
Martin
seems a
is
bit
worth
weird.
much
Has no
more.
one got a problem with this?
Flatter me.
As I was saying, he'll be free to go when his friends turn up.
This sounds a bit weird. Perhaps I could settle his debt?
Thanks, but no thanks. No offense.
Besides,
I don't think there's any way we can fix the... I don't think there's any way we can solve this mission until we find his crew, I guess, or at least find out what happened to his crew. Bastila wants to talk. Hello,
How can I
Bastila. He wanted to speak with
Yes, I
me.
did. I wanted to speak to you about our mission.
Okay.
What lies ahead for us.
Uh-huh.
It seems fate, or the Force, is driving us into a confrontation with the Dark Lord.
What a shocker.
You must prepare yourself for when we face Malak. The confrontation
I am
will be
prepared.
difficult.
Look at all this armor I've been buying. Look at our fancy glasses. Do I not look prepared to you, Bastila? Is it true you killed Darth Revan?
It's true that due to my battle meditation, I was with the Jedi strike team that boarded Revan's ship.
Ah.
I did not kill Revan, however.
She didn't kill Revan. Who killed Revan?
Our mission was to capture Revan if possible. It was Malak who turned...
What a
us
shocker,
on
the Sith
Master
betray one
and
another.
Revan
So
on
Malak
ship while we were still
fired on the
Sith
ship, trying to
desire
kill him so
us
he could
and
usurp
his
power.
master.
What do you expect from the Sith?
True, I suppose. And yet the outcome of that battle was unexpected. To all of us, Revan's end was unforeseen.
Wow.
As I said, we were there to capture Revan alive. The Jedi do not believe in killing their prisoners.
No, very
Remember
true.
that Revan and Malak were once
Revan
great
is
Jedi,
dead, or at least
heroes
that's what they're
in the
alluding
full
to.
sense of the word. They demonstrate the danger of the dark side to us all.
I agree. So Malak shot Revan, blew up the ship. Bastila managed to escape. Good story. Well then, team. Let's go and rob this office now that we're done with that. I am a good Jedi. I'm happy to suffer through your lectures about the dark side and why it's terrible. Meanwhile, I'm going to ransack these. To be fair, they're slavers, right? Who really cares? They're slavers. What you going to do? Do not steal from these slavers. The Force is not meant to be used for profit. Shut up, Bastila. Look at what they're doing. Open your eyes. I like the symbol. That's, potentially quite phallic. Hello, Edian. Is that what they're calling it? You called it G5623 before. The galactic base name is Edian, chosen by a corporate ballot among stockholders. Oh, God. You let the beast speak for you. Oh, dear. Allow more liberties. What do you mean? You seem to be a satisfied customer. He's no slave. He's pledged a life debt. This is so strange. They really did this whole thing quite on the nose, didn't they? What is weird is this guy and his species. I forget what they're called. This guy's species in KOTOR 2 are portrayed as very sort of one with nature. You know, all about harmony and peace and love in the galaxy. They're the hippies. They're space hippies. But in this game, he's like, fuck you, the corporate shareholders voted to enslave your people, you little prick. Why do the Wookiees tolerate you doing this? I mean, you might just be a representative not doing it personally, but it does seem like a weird dichotomy between the first and the second game. You would tell me about these agreements. We supply arms in exchange for a healthy supply of Wookiees. We are kept profitable, and an agreeable leader is kept in power. Right, so Zaalbar's brother, then, the chieftain, is trading his people for weaponry that his people don't have access to, or quite advanced weaponry. That way it can't, you know, it can't go into a revolt or anything like that. Chundar. It was not a name I wanted to hear. Chundar is unquestionable. What is it, Zaalbar? What's the matter? I wonder if we'll find out in exactly 3 minutes. He doesn't want to talk about it. Yeah, so these guys are scummy. I need supplies. So let's not tell him we're after a star map. He sells weapons. Well, that's useful. Stun sticks are useful. I mean, it's just all crap, really. We buy some grenades. Grenades aren't bad, especially the plasma grenades. They do a lot of damage. They're also 750 gold to throw, which I'm not going to be doing. Goodbye. Oh, there's a... Can we rescue her?
I think Zerka is missing an opportunity here.
Excuse me? We can't rescue this lady Wookiee who's in a cage. The fact that she's a lady Wookiee automatically makes me think that some degenerate has bought her to be his fucking furry waifu. This is horrible. I'm leaving. Goodbye. See you later, everyone. Well done. Good work with the slavery team. Take a pat on the back. Don't check your crates anytime soon, though. Wasn't me. I wonder if these things... I mean, I was thinking, like, are these things natural? But of course they're clearly not. But then also, like, who the fuck just builds giant... Like... What is it for? Is it to make like a protective canopy so the tree doesn't grow over the walkways? I assume. I've never thought of it like that before. That would be probably exactly what it is, right? So that they can't have any creatures nesting above them in the trees or something like that.
Hold here, Spacer.
Hello, man, whose face we've seen all over the galaxy. Just got one of those faces, you know.
Katarn attacks are especially
Katarn?
Wookiee hunters
like Kyle Katarn? He was a pretty strong Jedi, I suppose.
Just hoping a Zerka
5,000 years too early, I'm afraid. Don't get in my way, you'll wind up dead. What do you know about the Wookiees?
You're the Wookiee lover. Why don't you tell
wow!
me about them?
Holy shit!
A real close friend.
Are we about to be ejected from a 50s diner?
Keep your...
So the Wookiees are fighting back?
Not anymore. When they rip your head off, we'll fish it out of the shadow.
Don't get... I mean, I'm going past you. I paid the landing fee. Yeah, get out of the way. Wow! I mean, they could have made it a little more subtle, right? You know, maybe not have people be giant, massive racists. Oh god, okay, we've got Kinraths again. Kinraths apparently are... The diaspora is so powerful for them. They're such a well-evolved species. They're on Dantooine, and they're on a planet the other side of the galaxy. I mean, it would make sense if they were imported, right? Who would import these things, though? Let's import some Kinraths. Oh, okay, so we do have a little bit of combat before Zaalbar fucks off, so we might as well give him back his bowcaster, I guess. And just basically anything. Fortitude, resistant diversity. I mean, reflex is probably not going to be relevant. Energy shield is not relevant. We can give him a cardio package, increases... Oh, response package for dex. Make him a lot more accurate. Besides that, there's not a lot we can do here. Blast him. Blast him, Chewie. I mean, Zaalbar. Definitely not the same thing at all. Is that racist? Almost as bad as Zerka. Hey, look at that. Bastila with the Jedi support there. Stunning him, knocking him down. This is why it's so good to have two different Jedi support characters. Oh, wait, was there? Just a corpse on the... At least chuck it over. Just a random corpse on the walkway. What is wrong with you people? Frag grenade, sure, why not? Say that. Hello. How is everyone? The wind, the smell, the sounds. I feel it all the way we're away from the spaceport. Built by slavers. My village is not far from here. What can I expect to encounter? I don't know if I'll be of help or hindrance to you. My father was a powerful chieftain. But if my brother had the ear, I would maybe unwelcome. Okay, we'll deal with that when the time comes. Sure. There's a frag mine there, be careful. Just a random Wookiee dead? They killed it?
Do you know what they get for a healthy one of those
Oh
things?
god, here we go.
We'll work it out later. What do you want, Spacer?
What do you want, Spacer? I have no top row of teeth. Hello. What happened here?
This Wookiee slave got a little rebellious.
We had to put it down. Zaalbar, let me handle this. Shit, what do I say? Honor my request. Sure.
Careful now. That growl sounded pretty.
I don't want to upset Zaalbar, because, you know, he's a good guy and we're trying to play a nice side Jedi. I would also understand if people were, you know, if somebody had taken my people away in chains and then shot them for being animals. I feel like I can be a little sympathetic towards Zaalbar there. Do your superiors approve of you killing Wookiees?
Of course they don't. Why would you? Who tried to get me to admit to incompetent? This Wookiee got out of hand.
And had to be put down. This may cost you more than that now, fool. Force persuade. I want you to pay me so this stays off the record. I won't allow you to enslave or kill another Wookiee. Request a transfer, move your patrol off-world. I feel like this is a light side thing to do, right?
Are you If yes,
It seems like a fairly Jedi thing to do.
This place just.
Light side points gained. Hey, there we go. So she don't use the Force for profit, but you can use it to mind wipe people and ruin their careers. I mean, it is a career in slavery, so maybe that's why she's fine with it. She's very picky and choosy. My God, what is that? Mikal? Was this American high school? Get fucked, Mikal. Please, for the love of God, help me. Oh God, there's so many Kinraths. Forest Kinrath Stalker. No, I never considered that, but does this game have leveled enemies, like, say, Oblivion would? So if you go into a ruins in Oblivion at level 1, you get just zombies. But if you go in at level 40, you get, like, dread zombies, which smell bad. Never considered that maybe they do that. So if we'd have come back here as our last planet, whether or not we'd have, like, giant Forest Kinrath with really sharp claws and a horrible sense of racism. Racist. Yeah, I don't know. I've never considered that. Mainly because, I mean, I don't normally do Kashyyyk first. Kashyyyk is one of the more boring planets. Korriban is the best. We might even leave Korriban till last, you know. Just because that is one of the most fun planets. Plus, I think Korriban is more interesting once you know more of the story details. Bear in mind, Korriban's the location of a Sith Academy that you basically infiltrate and pretend to be a little Sith boy, right? So, with a few more details, with maybe some confrontation with the Dark Lord, you can learn a lot. And then go into it with that knowledge. I think it changes the gameplay a quite a fair amount. Bastila's really putting in the work, eh? Driving all these Kinraths insane. You mustn't use the Force for personal gain, but watch as I strangle these dogs from 50 foot away. I think Bastila's a bit of a lunatic. The Jedi are kind of lunatics, right? They're so arbitrary. They say only the Sith deal in absolutes, but the Jedi are way more arbitrary in, like, all of the movies than any of the Sith were. What do you even say? I think the Jedi are evil? I think that's a debate you could possibly have. They take children from their homes if they fit their army's vigorous regimen, right? If they fit the suitable genetic aspects. They're basically eugenicists, right? They're a step below, like, Joseph Mengele at this stage. They take children from their homes, from their parents. They train them to be soldiers in their army and indoctrinate them into a religion in order to turn them into better soldiers. And then they forbid them from having lives. I mean, that sounds pretty fucked up to me, eh, Joey? Right, let's get Bastila to hack this computer, because I think we were training her in computer skill, weren't we? Yeah, look at that. She's so much better than us. 9 spikes rather than 10. What a good deal. Thank God we pumped all her points into that. Oh, don't like the way I said that. Primary functions will be restored following inventory restock, yes. So we can now steal all of this shit without needing the security skill. Was this worth 10 spikes? We've got some grenades which we can sell or use, I guess. Oh, shit. Okay, that was good. A lot of good stuff to sell in there. It's probably like 1,000, 2,000 credits worth of shit. Okay. Oh, God. I'm quick saving. Why am I quick saving? Well, we've got Zaalbar, who I didn't really want to level up, but I guess I'm going to have to now because we're getting into a pretty hefty bit of combat here. Skills. 3 injury, fuck it. I mean, that's the most immediate combat useful power. We could give him... I mean, the bowcaster counts as a blaster rifle, doesn't it? I think even the blaster rifle focus, fuck it. So he's at least somewhat more useful than being completely crappy. Oh man, we can level him up quite a few times, can't we? Because we never really used him in combat. Again, treat injury is much more important. We'll spank the rest of it for the next level. We'll go treat injury again. So he's got 4 remaining points now. Christ, his intelligence is quite high. Why don't we put it in awareness then? Just so we're walking around Kashyyyk, you might spot mines from further away. What is actually useful for you, realistically? Sniper shot? I'd rather get lots of accurate shots done for him, because we can really lay down the quick, powerful blows, right? Dexterity gives him the +2 modifier, so he's a bit more useful from further away. Let's put into recommended. I really don't give that much of a shit. Implant level 3 is pretty good, though. Treat injury again. Whatever. Feats, I'm going to go again into sniper shot here, so we can at least hit these Dark Jedi, who are otherwise pretty good at obviously deflecting blaster bullets, that type of thing. Recommended, there you go. That's it. Okay. So he's not still incredibly useful, but he's better than he was before. Hello. You look like the Reborn from Jedi Academy.
Most displeased when he learned you had escaped Taris alive.
With triplets.
He has promised a great
The triplets of
reward to
Malak.
whoever destroys you.
He only hires identical Jedi in his army. Makes us much more fearsome. We could suck the life out of him from 50 foot away. That's something a Jedi would do. Man, actually hit as well. I wasn't expecting that. So we've got immunity to mind affecting. So if they try use like, that's kind of a cool shot, eh? If they try and use something like Insanity, you know, the one Bastila was using, it won't work on us. It might still hit, you know, Bastila or Zaalbar, but for the rest of it, it should be fine. I'm going to try using some Force Powers. I don't think our Force Powers are going to do shit, to be honest with you. Oh my god, she drove 2 of them mad. Oh, it actually works. Wow. Okay, fair enough then. And we're absolutely shredded them with the lightsabers. Look at this. My god. You poor boys. Well, we've passed the first trial, eh? Wonder if they've got any good loot. I'm pretty sure they drop a double-bladed lightsaber, which we might roll with. Just because, like I said, running 2 lightsabers is fine if you've got good enough crystals for them. If not, the double lightsaber, yeah, there it is. Double-bladed lightsaber right there. The double-bladed lightsaber is always superior because the bonuses apply to both weapons, right? So it would make more sense. Like the crystals bonus is applied to both sides because it counts as using 2 weapons. If I go ahead and equip that very quickly, you see there, 8 to 26, 14, 16. Whereas if we equip the 2 separate lightsabers, oh, we got a purple one. That's kind of cool. So we go purple and, you know, blue. It's a plus 8 to 22. Oh, to be fair, that's still better though, isn't it? So actually for now, until we upgrade those other lightsabers, our current setup is better. I might want to swap our blue lightsaber into the main hand though. So if we go ahead and none. This is where it gets confusing because there's no way to tell them apart besides obviously looking at the stats and them showing up as different slots in the inventory. It's not like they get a unique icon or anything like that. So this is the one we've upgraded, and then we'll go ahead and we'll... I want the purple one in the offhand because the purple looks way cooler than another blue one. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're welcome, Mace Windu. Inspiring.